Hello everyone, this is Candy the 614 Stitcher, and today is Tuesday, May the 21st, 2024, and this is my Flosstube episode 120, yes, 120. I would like to say hello and welcome. If you are a new subscriber or have been checking me out for a while, thank you so very much for coming over, clicking that like and subscribe button, and allowing me to able you with a project or two. And for my returning friends, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. I had planned on doing this video on Sunday, but some things, you know, always seem to go on the weekends, and so I'm coming at you today, which is on Tuesday. I had a really good weekend. I got to participate in a volunteer event that I used to do years ago on Friday night, and so it was really nice to be a part of the name of the event is called Bouquet of Flavors, and it's a wine tasting, and it helps with it helps provide care for spinal injury patients. And so it's a great event, and I used to participate in the volunteering for years, actually, up until COVID. And then, you know, they didn't have it for a couple of years. And so it was great getting out of the house and participating in that. And then Sunday, I just chilled and hung out and relaxed. I did some yard work on Saturday and Sunday. So, you know, I'm trying to get myself into the groove of getting back outside and getting in some sunshine as much as I can. It's more than an endeavor at this point, because I've let my yard go for so long that now it's all overgrown, and it's going to take me a little longer to get it together than what I had hoped. But you know, all things in moderation, and so it was a good weekend, and I enjoyed it. So I had a very good Mother's Day also, and I hope that you all did. Thank you so very much for all of you that did send me Mother's Day wishes. I ended up I talked to all of my children, and then I ended up taking a walk with my son and Albert, and I posted pictures on Instagram and Facebook of that. We had a nice little walk, and it was time well spent with him. He came over and spent quite a few hours with me, which was really nice. You know, when they get grown and they don't live with you, or do live with you but just are not around very often, it's nice to spend some one-on-one time with your adult children. So I had a very good day. I have a restart for you this week, some whips. I have a salve and some plans, and so we are going to get right into what I have been working on this week. I will be starting with a restart. So back in 2021, I believe it was, I started flea market flowers, and I actually had started this project with my friend Kim of Stitchin Stuff. We started it together back then, and I showed you the last time I pulled this out that I actually have gotten this much accomplished on it. This was stitched on a 16 count Ada. But now that my tastes have changed in fabric, I've decided to stitch it on a different count fabric. And so here is my restart. This Flea Market Flowers is being used for the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge theme of Farmers Market, because you can purchase fresh cut flowers at a farmer's market. And here is where I am now. So I restarted this project on 25 count potato Lugana, yes, Lugana. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I am doing it over 1 on 25 count. So that is 400 stitches that I put in for this restart. I restarted this on, I believe it was Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday of last week, the 14th. And that's where I am on it. So I'm going to use the same color palette that I was using on it before, which they are toned down. They're a toned down version of the palette that Lori Holt called for, which is this palette. The Wandering Stitcher, Liz, came up with a different palette, and I am using the palette that she came up with. So I am reserving the right to change some of the colors on the palette, though. I'm not sure what they will be or if there will be any, but I'm reserving the right to do so. So that's where that is for Flea Market Flowers. And I had set a goal of 200 stitches on this, so I've already met the Magazine Monthly goal that I set for myself. So I'm not sure if I'll be stitching on it anymore this month, but I've already met the goal, so we're all good with that. What did I do with my pen? Okay. The next new start that I have is and this is a shame this doesn't show up very well, but it is I Am Brave. It is I Am Brave, I Am Enough, and it is by Emily Call. And I am stitching this on a 36 count Artemis with Leo Roxy Floss Co. floss in Silver Dollar. And here is where I have gotten to. This is 414 stitches. And here's what the fabric is from Atomic Ranch. And I am loving the stitch. I started this on Wednesday of last week. And right now I have 414 stitches in on it. So that is I Am Enough by Emily Call, and that is for the hashtag Mental Health Care Sal that I am hosting, and also for the letter E in Bicycle for the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge. acrostic, which is bicycle. Okay, so I have a couple of whips that I would like to share. Let's put this up here. Okay. So I worked on my Whip Go project, which is Purple Rain, which is by Heaven and Earth Design with the artwork of John Enright. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I worked on this time. So this time I came all the way over to the other side, the end of the project. I came all the way, this is the beginning and this is the end. And so I came all the way over to the end and put in $174 stitches from here down. It's the same color that's over here. I have talked to another friend who does a lot of full coverage projects, and she has suggested that I start filling in all of this. She said that future Candy will thank me later. So I'm going to get started filling in all of this as I work my way down. She also suggested the whole 10 by 10 block, you know, pick a symbol, stitch it in a 10 by 10 block so that it will start filling in. So I'm going to start doing that so that I can get some of this all filled in. So that's where I'm at with this now. I still have, I'll talk about that in plans. So there is my Purple Rain. It's coming along nicely. I'm still going to try to get a couple more 100 stitches in this month. So, but again, that's in my plans. Okay, that stands for my Whip Go project, which was chosen by the Apothecary Stitcher, Christine, sorry. And it also stands for the L in bicycle for legendary artist. My next whip I worked on this time is Temperature Turtles by Stitching Mommy. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. So let me show you the whole piece. So if you recall, my piece is actually, which no one will know the difference, to be honest with you. After talking with Sarah, you know, I'll know that it's different, but it really won't, in the grand scheme of things, it won't show any differently. This portion of this turtle is January, February, March. And what I should have done was come back and put April's turtle here. April, May, June. But what I did was April, May, and June will be here. So it'll be slightly different, but as it turns out, the months, it still balances out with the months. Like, the months will still be balanced out because this April's has 30 days and June has 30 days. You know what I mean? Like, May has 31 days, June has 30 days. So it will balance out, even though I made that change. So mine will be in a serpentine. It'll go from January around and back down to December. But that's where I am now. And because I'm doing it this way, I literally started with the head and put that in first. And then I put in 8, 7, 6. And so I'm going backwards. I did not get a lot of work in on this past Sunday, and I'll explain why coming up. But this is normally my Sunday project for the week. I normally work on the week for the project on Sunday. So I have, and I don't know if I'm going to get in any work this coming Sunday either. I have, I'll be meeting with a friend. So I don't know if I'll get any work in on it this Sunday either, but you know, I'll get caught up. Even if I have to, like, I could take it, I could take this with me. I could take that with me to StitchCon and work on it for a couple of days or a couple of hours while I'm at StitchCon, and I might just do that so that I can get caught up and stay caught up to get June in also. So that was my Temperature Turtles by Stitching Mommy. And I put in 129 stitches in that project. Okay, so now my whips are going to encompass an event that is going on in the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge group. It is called Mother May We, May I, and I am participating in it. And so for the next, I believe there's 5 days that we do the stitching, and then maybe 7 days. It runs from the 19th through the 26th, so that's 7 days. I am participating, and so that's what these whips will be encompassing. They are not in my normal, well, 2 of them are. So for this challenge, you have to stitch either 100 stitches or 1 hour, and I typically choose to stitch the 100 stitches. Okay, so on day number 1, it was asked, may we stitch on a project, or stitch on a project closest to a finish, and I chose a project that is closest to a finish. And it is Today Choose Joy by Lizzie Kate. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. And I actually put in 256 stitches. So what I started, this is the very bottom border. I put in this flower here, I put in this flower here, and I put in this border over here. I now wish I would have saved the border, but it is what it is. So I still, I have a, I already stitched it though, but I might have to change that. So I could the next day 3, which is today, is stitch on a project with a border. And I could have a finish if I stitched on this tonight or tomorrow. You know, it just has to be turned in by the 26th. So I could potentially have a finish. So that is today. Choose joy. So for day number 2, it says stitch on a project with people. And that project for me will be Purple Rain. I still need to add 114 stitches to get to my 700 stitches. So once I do that, then I'll have my whip go, and I will also have my Mother May We project completed. The next project, which I think I'm going to change, is and I'm going to make it this, but I need to show it because I stitched on I Am Brave by Emily Call some more. Sorry, I'm trying to get it out. So here is what that looks like, and I use this as my mental health care style piece. For mental health care month, which is May, I chose to start a new project or work on a mental health care whip during the month. So on the first Wednesday of the month, I stitched on Beautiful Things. On the 8th, I started I Am Brave. On the 15th, I started I Am Enough, and that's where we are right now. Last night, for my friend Janet's birthday, there's a group of us that get together and chat, and she said to work on something that makes you happy, and so I added, oh, here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here's where it is now. I added 180 stitches, which is all of these leaves and this part of the flower here. I also brought down the box and brought it over. And that was 180 stitches. So now I have to get my mind together since I'm going to change the border project. I got to remember that. So that's where I am. I am stitching this on a 36 count. Vapors, and I am using a hand dye by Rolanda floss that does not have a name, but I wanted you to notice what I was doing. So they're both the same almost. So I'm stitching one on a grayish silvery fabric with purple thread, and the other on a purple fabric with a silver gray thread. So that'll look really nice next to each other. If I decide to do them on a bowl, in a bowl or as a pillows, they'll look cute together. I'm not very sure just yet. I might actually try to find a frame. Back in the day, they used to have frames that went together like this. So it would be nice if I could find a frame where they both fit together like this. But one is a little bigger than the other. So I don't know how that would work. But I'll cross that bridge when I finish them. How about that? Okay, so this is going to be a shorter video. because I'm almost done. I have one more thing to share. I had a SAF, and it is Ugly Sweater by Canadian Stitchery. And it is a wooden ornament. It came with everything that you see here, even the metallic thread. And the metallic wasn't so bad. What I did is I stitched it one thread at a time and then doubled over it. So it even came with the little backing. There were 451 stitches in this project, and it turned out super cute. I'll put the website down below. She does have a website, and so I will put that information down below if you are interested in maybe picking up a wooden ornament. She did have several of these at the retreat. I picked this up from Stitch North. So that was my SAF. For this time. So now I only have two investments in my little investment bag. I am trying to save my money. I have a couple of retreats that I'm going on fairly soon. I'm going to StitchCon in a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to Stitch New Jersey in July. So I'm trying to you know, hold back some money so that I'll have some spending money. So I did receive my June Biddy Bowl, and it has all the finishing and the cross stitch in here. I have stopped working on these. I am still collecting them, and maybe I will get back into stitching on them in the future. I'm just not feeling it right now, but I'm already paying for it, and so I am still getting them. And then I then I also received in the mail my Floss Fix, which is the classic Colorworks. And here are the flosses that were in the package this time. They are going in alphabetical order. I do receive this and the Weeks Dye Works pack. So those were my investments for this week. I mean, moving right along. 28 minutes. So now I'm going to give you what my plans are. And then I'll be letting you get on your way to your next Flosstube. I am going to be having a new start tomorrow on the 22nd. And my new start is Current Mood, which is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine for the summer of 2024. This pattern calls to use Valdani flosses. I am not going to be using Valdani. I will be using Sulky. I have variegated Sulky threads, and I think I'm going to use those instead of I'm not using Valdani, so this is what I was using. And at first I thought I would do it in rainbow colors, but I'm going to try to match as close as possible to what the color is, I believe, because I have I have some similar colors with the Sulkies. So that'll be tomorrow's start, which is Wednesday, May the 22nd, for Mental Health Care Sal. And the next, my next set of plans are to finish up my Purple Rain and my Beautiful Things Whip Go projects. Sorry, my friends are posting something and I forgot to turn my phone off. So I still need to finish up my Whip Go for this month, but I still have, you know, through the 31st. So I'm not sweating Whip Go at all. And I have finished all of the Whip-A-Gories. So Whip Go is the brainchild of Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and Whip-A-Gories is the brainchild of Sammy J Stitches. They are both on Instagram and both on Flosstube if you would like to follow them. I have stitched all of the Whip-A-Gories for this month, and then I'll be able to finish my Whip Go. You know, I'll probably have it finished before I come back to see you again. So that'll be in my next update. And then I need to start planning for June and StitchCon. And that's what I'll be doing this upcoming week. Yeah, because Monday is Memorial Day. I'll be stitching practically all day probably. And then that's about it. I don't have any other big plans other than getting ready for StitchCon, because StitchCon will be the very next weekend. It came up very quickly this year for some reason. I don't know what it is, but like it's here already. And I have some things that I want to get prepared for that, so I need to get a move on, but it came up really quick. So I wanted to share something with you. I have been a little distraught these past couple of days. I have had one subscriber tell me that her best friend tried to commit suicide because she just can't take it anymore. She just can't take life anymore. And then I was watching an Instagram post, and a young man committed suicide. And it just breaks my heart that people are still suffering and think that there is no way out. If you notice any kinds of changes, I know a lot of times people change minutely. You know, just the other day, my daughter asked me what was the matter, and I was like, nothing, I'm good. Get to know the people around you. Get to know your friends in a different kind of way, because I truly believe that there are always signs to when somebody is suffering, and they try to suffer in silence. We all try to suffer in silence and not burden other people with our problems, or you know, think that we can handle it. And sometimes you just need somebody to ask you, do you need 8 minutes? I'm going to go back to the 8-minute rule again. Somebody asked me, did I need 8 minutes this week? And I did. I needed 8 minutes this week for somebody to check in on me to make sure I was doing okay. But then when somebody asks you, do you need 8 minutes? Don't lie and say that you don't. Be truthful with yourself. Even if you don't think you can be truthful with them, and you go ahead on and say, no, I'm good. Don't kid your own self, because anxiety and depression sneaks up on you so quickly, and it can be so incapacitating, that you are down and out and you don't even realize it until it's really down and out. So this week, check in with somebody, check in with yourself, and see if you need to talk to somebody for 8 minutes. And ask somebody, do you have 8 minutes to listen to me? I just need somebody to voice my thoughts to. And then be open and honest with them if they ask you to listen, or do you need someone to listen? It is so, and these are not young people. These are like, this lady is, the lady that tried to commit suicide is an older lady. I mean, an older lady. And you just don't think that somebody in their 50s, 60s would even consider it. But when times get rough, people will consider anything. So please, 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 please check in with your friends and your family as much as you possibly can, and allow yourself to be checked on also. With that, I'm going to wish you all a very good week. However you celebrate Memorial Day, remember the fallen men and women that have given our lives for this country. Be it as it may, remember that there are people that have made the ultimate sacrifice for us to have the freedoms that we have in this country. And with that, I will wish you a good week. Goodbye, everyone.